I honestly liked Hob more than I liked Torchlight to some degree, because Torchlight was fun, but it didn't bring a whole lot of new things to the market. It just was a great... Do I want to say, like, a great alternative? Okay, we know what to use there-ish. Paint? Oh, that's confusing. This is weird. Jeez, I think it's this one. Effectively, I have to pick which doodly dude goes back and gets lit by the lantern. Yep, got it. But, like, I like Torchlight because it was great. It was a great filler game when nothing else had come out in ages. There hadn't been a new Diablo game in years, and people were really itching for another one. But it wasn't exactly what I call groundbreaking at the time. It was just fun. And Torchlight 2 was kind of much of the same. You know, we hadn't had a good co-op Diablo-like in even longer. Okay. Do we only have one of these flowers? It's that guy. I think I see the right guy here. Gotta go back. I do kind of wish you could speed up the forward and reversals. No, never mind. This, they actually... It's like they read my mind. It's like, okay, yeah, this is taking a little while. Anyway, I think it's the guy. Well, I bet on the wrong horse. It's that pink guy. It's the pink guy at the very end, maybe. I'm gonna bet on the next one. Whereas Hob was interesting. It played a lot like a Zelda-like, but with a really nice like visual style and interesting puzzles and levels and stuff. I wouldn't say it's exactly groundbreaking, but it was refreshing comparatively. And so I rather enjoyed it, and I was really sad to hear that it got shuttered. And what was wrong with Hob? Never got to play it. So Hob had two problems with it. One, performance issues. And two, it wasn't... Yep. It's patting me on the back or showing me exactly the path it took, instead of showing me the characters walking up. But it wasn't Torchlight. It wasn't Torchlight 3. So they had their own reputation working against them because they hadn't made a Torchlight game in years. What they should have done was actually announce Torchlight 3 and Hob and had them release, maybe not simultaneously, but close together. And that would have actually kept the hype. And it's like, hey, we know you guys like Torchlight and we got that on the way. But in the meantime, here's Hob. But what they didn't do was that. What they did instead, just release Hob. And, like, it was a good game, but people weren't as interested in it, which hurt it. It did have some performance issues, and it lastly was... There were, like, no boss fights. So, I'm sure a lot of people felt like it was missing something important, and I agree. I think it would have actually been great if it had some, like, really high-quality boss fights along the way. But I'm not heartbroken that it doesn't. Okay, can't get that one. But yeah, mainly it wasn't good enough for a studio of that size. And that's what killed them. I read similar things about Paradox's Tyranny, how Pillars of Eternity already scratched that isometric RPG itch, and Tyranny came out to a world that had already had a big bite of isometric nostalgia sandwich. Wasn't ready for another serving. It's a bit of a mix on that one. But yes. So, Tyranny was ostensibly better than Pillars of Eternity, but it came out too close. There are two main problems with, oh, right. We actually probably need this. I don't want to bring it up, I just want to bring it within range. Oops. She, like, tossed it on there before, like, booking it. So Tyranny was, as far as I was concerned, the better product to some degree. It had a lot more interesting mechanics for me, and it was a lot more fun. The main problem is, it felt incomplete. You know, there was more story than was actually in the game, and it ended on a weird cliffhanger. Voice acting. Voice acting is the other thing, for me, that was a major killer on Tyranny. I enjoyed playing it with Shell, but I absolutely despise partial voice acting in a game. Either give me 90% or 90%, 100%, or 0%. Do not give me like 10% voice acting or less. Because it was frustrating, because effectively Shell and I had to voice act it, but Shell, for the most part, didn't actually care about the game, so, you know, realistically, I should have handled it on my own, but I didn't enjoy that. I know most people don't have these problems, they can just read along. Like, voice acting makes a massive difference when it comes to games. Okay, we gotta find a charm to get that one open. Oh. I see how we get it. Oh. I get it. This is clever. But yeah, so it came out at a weird time, and I guess the voice acting issue is maybe more of like a me thing. But that was what hurt my interest in it. Yeah, like an Octopath. I don't like Octopath's handling of voice acting. I feel like it's I wouldn't say squandered necessarily, but I feel like it could have handled voice acting as an all or nothing thing. Personally, I know it's more expensive for these studios to do, but if you've got decent budget for a game, maybe cut out 25% of it. Actually, we gotta get the cloud, so we want to put it there. Maybe I can move this up and we can grab it from the basket. So we're not going to be able to get past the cloud, but we're also not going to get past the... Yeah, we might be able to grab it from there. Hopefully she can grab it as we go by. No, doesn't look like she's going to be able to. We might need to close that, raise it, move it around in some other things. But yeah, boy, bad voice acting takes you out so fast. I think it depends. I'm fine with bad voice acting as long as the quality is good and it's charming. So, like, I can deal with some pretty overbearing accents and, like, really goofy things. I had trouble in Xenoblade Chronicles 2. But a lot of my troubles in Xenoblade Chronicles 2 generally had to do with the fact that Xenoblade Chronicles 2... What deuce am I supposed to raise this thing? Unless we're supposed to go to the very... Oh. Maybe I am. It looks like its positioning changes. A lot. Oh, there's our answer. Okay. So, this is some effort here. I haven't run into a whole lot of games with really bad voice acting lately, which has been nice. But, yeah, if you've got poor quality voice act... Oh, shoot. If you got poor quality, like the audio quality is bad, or like a main character doesn't sound like they want to be here, there, that's when it becomes a problem. At least as far as I'm concerned. But no, the other thing is, just to go back to Tyranny versus Path of Exile, or Pillars of Eternity, Divinity Original Sin is... I'm not going to say what did in Tyranny, but Divinity Original Sin was absolutely a massive blow to Obsidian's CRPGs. Because realistically, it's hard to want to play a bunch of CRPGs in close proximity. I wish I had actually finished. I wish I had finished Pillars of Eternity 2. It had full voice acting, was pretty high quality, and honestly pretty fun. The main problem I had with it is just like, it came out too close to Divinity Original Sin 2, and I was already sick of Divinity Original... Well, I was sick of CRPGs by the time it came out. That I was just... bleh about the whole ordeal. And so, I'm excited for Kingmaker next week. I think it'll be pretty cool. But I also know that, like, Kingmaker is going to be another really, really long CRPG. And it's tough, because, like, we just had Divinity Original Sin, like, Definitive Edition. And so anybody that had been holding off... You scumbag... Oh, gotcha. He jumps off, but I can send her out to grab this. But yeah, I don't know. Just too many CRPGs all at once. And I like the revival of the genre, but it is tough. Most people can't play that many. Kingmaker's gonna be amazing. Looking forward to beating it 9 months from now. Yup. I assume Kingmaker's single player. I can't imagine it's going to be multiplayer. If it is multiplayer, then that would be amazing. I probably should see if I can... I've got a press contact with Paizo, but they only send me the actual modules. They don't actually send me the real thing. One of the best CRPGs is Neverwinter Nights because of the inherent multiplayer. Divinity Original Sin and Sin 2 also had inherent multiplayer, and it was really fun. Like, those games need to have multiplayer at this point to really be enjoyable for me. Solo, I can't do it. It's too long. I need a friend, yeah, single player. One of the devs said multiplayer, something might happen, but they're not sure at the moment. Yeah, probably not. What's a CRPG? A computer RPG. So think Divinity Original Sin, Pillars of Eternity, Tyranny, those games. Going back, Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale. To a lesser degree, Neverwinter Nights. Neverwinter Nights was maybe kind of like the midpoint between that and the more MMO-y feel that a lot of, like, future games started to get. But, like, I think Obsidian hit a good track with their CRPGs, but I think they need to pace them out a little bit. But part of it is I'm also, like, personally really hoping that we get a lot of, I feel like I should save this, I feel like I should save this specific rant for next week with Tyranny. Okay, so we gotta figure out something to do with that one. It would Fallout 1 and 2 count? Absolutely. $644 $676? That seems promising. So I don't think we're gonna get what we need here. Let's see. Pondering of 3-4 would New Vegas. tougher. Fallout... After Fallout 3... Okay, so what's the number? Let's see if I can pull it up. I have it here-ish. View screenshots. Oh. Show me my current screenshot, you ding-knuckle. This is dumb. I guess I can upload it. Don't need to share it. No one needs to see this. I just need to be able to see the screenshot within Steam. Why is this not a thing? Okay. View online library. Let's see if I can actually see it here. Okay, there we go. 644676. Okay. Six, four, 6, 7, 6. Okay, there we go. Got it. So now we should be able to print it. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that's cute. Wait, that wasn't there before. Okay, so that does interesting new things. Not necessarily sure if that's actually what I wanted yet. But we have the ability to get rid of our shine. Let's keep going, see what happens. So we missed something. Okay, so we shattered the glass. We still have to find a chime for that one, though. We've seen a chime go by. Unless it's one of those that the printer... Oh. Okay, so that'll get us a chime. So we can actually switch between. This is fascinating. Okay, so there's the chime. So what does the chime do? The chime will open up the flower. This is a way more interesting and way more thought out than I was ever even expecting out of this. This is classy. Now we could do more or we could just leave. I think we've got enough. But yeah, just to go back to this, that like, it's not that any of these games that I've mentioned have been bad. None of them have been bad. In fact, they're all quite good. Even Chasm was pretty good. Like, put that back 20 years ago and it would have been a masterpiece. The only problem is it, of course, has to compete with, say, Hollow Knight right now, which is tough. Or its predecessors. And so, like, the main problem is just, like, people only have enough time to play X number of games in a given day, week, year, whatever. And it drives people a little bit insane to get, you know, all these new options. You know, I hear frequently, like, hey, is this game worth picking up at full price? And I usually say, yeah, but it's probably best to wait for a sale, because, let's be honest here, 90% of you guys already have, like, 5 different games on your backlog, yeah? And so, like, oh. Really gotta get down. Nope. Not quite. That good enough? We might get stuck here. There we go. Okay, got that open. What the heck is that doing back there? Chasm seems mediocre, above average. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We have 6 different games I've gotten halfway through, and I just started to play RimWorld instead. Yeah, and that's why games like RimWorld win. Oh, can't get past this way. This is dead end. We actually need the dead dinosaur here. And so, like, you know, frequently people will be like, yeah, it's, you know, I'd like to play it, but I can't. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's brutal for indie developers. Because I think indie developers kind of need that willingness to pick up more games. So recently I had a comment. I was talking about how there. Right about there. I had responded to a comment on YouTube. He's all the way down there. Okay, so he's in a different place. There we go. This is where we need to be. I recently had a YouTube comment, more or less, talking about how Octopath isn't too long. That they did a 100% playthrough and is 100 hours long. And at this point, when somebody says, like, a game is, like, 100 hours long, I actually, like, panic a little bit. Oh, can't do that. Right. Gotta probably go, maybe not forward? Unless all I had to do was ring that chime. And then we're good to go. Yeah, because that's left a flower open. So before that rock falls. There we go. Have I thought about partnering with GOG? They do lots of things to support streamers. I should. I'm bad about making business contacts with anybody. So this is probably something that we want to raise the dino bridge up here and see where he lands. Because he's going to go around, but then he ends up there. Unless... let me see. Oh. There we go. There's our answer. That chime turns on both. So now we can... grab both. So I'm actually not sure what this guy's used for necessarily. part to go around. So we're gonna get this together and probably hot swap the chimes? Perfect. Okay. This is... Was that Hoppy dude like a red herring? It feels like it is. But yeah, I don't know. I just always feel bad for the developers in these situations, because it really does feel like, you know, they're trying real hard to make these like wonderful experiences. And I really respect that. But I also feel so absolutely terrible for them, because the poor market like effectively will destroy anybody that, you know, doesn't come up with the most unique product ever. And so I see, like, all of these developers, these hopeful developers popping out of AAA and being like, yeah, you know, it's time to go off on our own and make our own unique games that we want to make. And I'm like, yeah, go for it. And then they make it, I'm like, oh no. People will love it. But, like, way less people than you deserve. Oh, they snuck into an exhibit.